What's up guys, my name is Jon Ferrell for those of you who don't already know me. Now normally at this point in the video I would do some sort of fun introduction, 20-second long video clip that makes it all fun and energetic and get you amped up for the rest of the video. But honestly this video is a bit more serious because I think that there's not enough people talking about this and more light needs to be shed on this topic about Shopify dropshipping. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I think that Shopify dropshipping, quite honestly, I think it sucks. So as you probably already guessed, I sell products online. I'm an e-commerce business owner, probably just like most of you. I got started with selling online about 3 years ago, but it really wasn't until these past 12 months that I really started to see, big results and a lot of money coming in. It wasn't until I really started changing my methods and changing my strategies. See, 3 years ago, I was actually a college student, a full-time college student, and I was working part-time. I had no time to do anything. I was full-time college student, working part-time, and I even had this little side hustle going on. I would buy and sell, cars, dirt bikes, phones, electronics, anything. I would try and buy low, sell high on eBay, Craigslist, literally anything. I spent all of my days either studying, in school, working my part-time job, minimum wage job, or trying to make an extra buck flipping and trying to make money because I had bills to pay, I had obligations, I was trying to be an adult. And it didn't take me long of being in this cycle to realize that this life is not for me. This is not cool. I don't like this. I don't like not being able to working so hard and still not being able to afford the things that I really wanted in life. It would be nice to have enough of an income to not have to worry, to be truly financially free. And that's when I decided, I want to start making money online. I want to figure out there are other people doing this, right? There are other people that make a lot of money online. What are they doing that I'm not doing? How could I start making money online? And so I started researching and trying to figure out what are the best ways to make money online? How can I get started with making money online? And a lot of the videos pointed towards Shopify dropshipping, and probably like most of you watching this video, you probably went through a very similar process. You probably were looking for a way to make good amount of money online and to be able to quit your job or to be able to stop going to college and you don't want to work for these other people. You want to be financially free. You want to be in charge of where your life takes you. You don't want to work around someone else's schedule. And I was so sick and tired of the routine that I was in that I was just willing to try anything. I was like, okay, these people are saying that this works. It obviously is working for them. I see them driving these fancy cars, living in these fancy homes and doing all these fancy things. So they're obviously making good money doing this. So let me give it a shot, right? So about 3 years ago is when I decided that, all right, I'm going to start this e-commerce thing. I'm going to start selling products online. And I started out with Shopify dropshipping and I did what everyone said to do, which is set up a Shopify store, look for products on AliExpress and learn how to run Facebook ads. That's literally what everyone was saying. So I was like, all right, that's what I'm going to do. So, I spent countless hours trying to figure this out. I couldn't do it. I thought I had winning products. I was like, this product for sure is going to do good. And I would put it in my store and I would run an ad to it and my ad would just cost me too much money. I wasn't making any money. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? I don't know, right? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I spent countless hours watching YouTube videos, watching, how-to videos, trying to figure out what products are winning products, like what products are proven to do good, how to run Facebook ads properly, like how to set up a Shopify store that converts. But I was on this mission, right? I was on this mission to become financially independent, and I was not going to let anyone or anything stop me. I was absolutely determined. I didn't want to go back to school. I didn't want to go back to my minimum wage job. I didn't want to have to keep hustling and flipping phones on eBay and doing this stuff that was just time consuming and barely, and I just didn't get paid enough for it. And I just didn't like the career path I was heading in. I didn't like where my life was taking me. But honestly, more important than that, because I had been doing this for so long, I told all my friends how great this was, and I told all my family members what I was doing, and they were all like, wow, this is awesome, I really hope you do good. And when I wasn't doing good and months had gone by, I honestly, I was starting to feel like such a loser. I felt like this isn't working and everyone's judging me. Everyone's saying, obviously, Jon can't do it. He's not capable, and he's not capable of making money online. And I just felt like everyone was judging me, and I was a loser because I couldn't get this to work. I couldn't make the money that I was trying to make. I couldn't break free from that 9-to-5 lifestyle. And everyone was judging me. They were saying, you shouldn't have tried to do this in the first place. We all knew that this wasn't going to work, and I knew that it could work. I knew that I could make it work. What are the strategies? There's got to be a trick. There's got to be something out there that I can do to just make this work. But I tried everything out there, and I couldn't figure it out. There was, like I said, there was overnight success stories, but how do I do that? I couldn't mimic those results. And I spent months on this, struggling, and I just couldn't figure it out. What's the magic sauce? What's the magic recipe to make this work for me? So after months and months and months of trying this, I was finally able to get my store to the point and build my audience to the point where I was able to replace my full minimum wage income, which wasn't much, obviously, with my Shopify store. So I was able to quit my job, and at this point I was so determined to get this right that I said, you know what, I don't want to be in college anymore. I don't want that lifestyle. And even though I wasn't making enough money to the point where I felt comfortable doing this, I then dropped out of college, and I said, regardless, I'm not going to think that this is a bad idea because I don't want to live that lifestyle anyway. I'm going to do everything that I have to do within these next couple of years, or however long it takes, to make sure that I make as much money as I could have ever desire online, and build a brand and actually feel satisfied with my life and my life's direction. And college and that minimum wage job that I had just wasn't doing that for me. Probably a year had gone by at this point, and I was able to have minor successes here and there, and then every once in a while I'd have a really good week, and I'm like, it's working. But it was never stable, and I was never really able to get it to the point where it was stable income. But after I decided to quit my job and drop out of college and pursue this owning an online business full time, that's when things started to get more challenging, because it wasn't just a hobby anymore. It was my full income. It was my life. It consumed every single second of every single day for me. I was working things out, trying to figure out what's going to work best next. What product's going to work best for me next? What ad's going to work the best for me next? And around that same time that I was figuring that out, I was starting to make more money. Boom, ad costs started rising through the roof. And I'm talking Facebook ad costs, Google ad costs, every platform that I was advertising on, the ad costs about doubled within a week or just a couple of weeks. And any tiny bit of profit margin that I had was just completely crushed. And then I started scrambling. I started saying, what do? I don't know. This store, it was profitable a week ago, and now I'm not making any money on it because these ad spends are just so high. So I started scrambling, and I said, there's got to be another way that I can make money quickly. There's got to be something that I can do. And I started looking around. I was like, what else can I do other than Shopify dropshipping? And that's when I realized that other people were doing selling on Amazon. And I started saying, all right, I know all this stuff about Shopify dropshipping. I know how to set up these ads. How do I sell on Amazon? So I got every dime of my money that I had together to place an order and send it to Amazon Fulfillment Center and start making money on Amazon as quickly as I could. And I was like, okay, this is going to work this time, right? This has to work for me because the Shopify store isn't working. So what's going to replace that income? I started panicking because I wasn't really making any money anymore, and I had no other way to do this, and this was consuming every second of my life. So then I started selling on Amazon, and after about a month of getting that set up, I started having pretty good success with selling on Amazon. And I was like, this is great. This is awesome. I had that relief, right? I was like, okay, this is really good. I'm able to breathe now and get my crap together. What am I going to do next to make me my next amount of money? And at this point, I've been doing this for about just over a year now. And And I started making more money on Amazon, and I started building my Shopify store back up, and things started going really, really good again. And I was so happy with the progress I had made. My Amazon store was bringing in a lot of money. My Shopify store was about matching it, and I was profitable, and I was like, I had that sigh of relief. Okay, I dug myself out of this hole and we're good. All right, what am I going to do next? How do I build from here? But as soon as I started to get comfortable with the amount of money I was making, and I was ready to start expanding, I was making more money than I had ever made in my life. And I was so happy because only about 1.5 years had gone by since I started my e-commerce business. And I was like, this is awesome. This is absolutely amazing. I thought I knew everything about e-commerce at that point. I thought, I'm making this much money and I'm profitable. I'm doing this and that. I must know what I'm talking about. I must know everything about e-commerce. And I can build from here. Well, it wasn't long after that that Amazon, they shut me down like that. And Shopify and Facebook ads and advertising costs, they shut me down like that. And Amazon, they suspended my listing. They were looking into things which turned out to be not a big deal. But for those of you who sell on Amazon or know about selling on Amazon, getting your listing suspended for a couple weeks, it kills your ranking. And getting that ranking back was going to cost a lot of money. And it was money that I didn't have anymore. And because I was spending money on new orders, and my Shopify store wasn't profitable anymore because ad spends went up, and my audience wasn't built enough. I didn't have a big enough email list, and all of these other variables and deciding factors started coming in and crushing my business. And it wasn't up to me. It was up to Facebook how much I was spending on ads. It was up to Google how much I was spending on ads. It was up to Amazon how my listing was ranking and if I was selling or not. And I started to realize, am I really even in charge of anything that I'm doing right now? If Facebook can so easily shut me down, if Google can so easily shut me down, and Amazon in just one split-second decision can so easily shut down my business, who's in charge here? It's clearly not me. I thought this was my business. Why are these other companies able to dictate how much I'm selling and who's buying and where my products are being displayed? I thought this was my brand. I thought this was my company. I thought that this was up to me. And I started to realize I'm not even in charge of my business even a little bit. It's not up to me where, how much I'm selling or how much ad costs are. It's not up to me whether I'm profitable or not. And I thought I knew everything about e-commerce at that point, but clearly I didn't know anything because I still wasn't making nearly the amount of money that I saw these other people making that were successful. How do I actually become in charge of my business? How can I just not have to worry about these other factors like Amazon and Facebook ads and Google ads? I don't want to have to worry about that. I want to be able to sell to my audience directly. I want to be able to look at my customer and say, hey, I know that you like me and I know that you like my brand. Can you buy my product? So what I did is I actually shut down everything for a couple of months. I had to regroup. I had to say, okay, my dropshipping store, it's not working. It's not a reliable business model. It's not something that you can rely on. And my Amazon store, it's not something I can rely on because it's up to Amazon. And I shut down everything and I said, okay, what do I do next? What can I do that's going to get me to that next level? I see these people making millions of dollars. I see these people in these awesome cars and living in these awesome houses, living these fancy lifestyles. What do I do to get to that next level? And after a couple months of not doing anything, not selling anything online, and just thinking, reading books, looking into other brands, I looked into big brands like Adidas, Nike, Puma, Supreme, Yeezys, like big brands like that I was looking into and saying, what do they do to captivate their audience? How are they able to be so in charge of how much they charge for their product? How are they able to really connect with their audience to the point where they can sell anything to their audience? Literally, you look at companies like Supreme, they can sell anything. I think it's at one point they sold a brick that said Supreme on it and they can charge however much money they want for these products because they have that connected audience. And I said, that's what I need to do. And I had that moment. I was like, that's exactly what I need to do. I need to create an audience that really truly cares about me and my brand. I don't want to worry about ad spends anymore. I don't want to worry about Amazon and ranking anymore. I don't want to worry about these other things that are irrelevant to the fact that I want to sell my product to my audience. So after spending months going back and regrouping and looking into these big brands, I started to realize a trend, and I started to realize that they don't rely on any of these outside sources, and their audience buys their products because they want to be a part of that brand. They want that exclusive feeling of being a part of that brand, and they like either that brand or that brand's mission. And I said, how can I do this? How can I build a brand that actually captivates my audience to the point where I don't even need to rely on advertising? I can literally just send my audience emails or contact them and say, hey, we have a new release, or they will buy off of social media. I don't have to rely on these other sources of advertising or Amazon. I don't have to rely on these things. I want to be able to sell to my customers directly, and I want them to be captivated to the point where they're going to buy regardless of my price, and they're going to buy just because they want to be a part of my brand. So after spending weeks and weeks and weeks of testing different sales funnels and Shopify stores and advertising campaigns and things like that, I started to see that there was an obvious winner of exactly how I was going to captivate my audience, and that really any other way wasn't going to work. And there was really only one way to captivate the audience, sell the product for as much as you want, and then continue to have that lifetime customer and build up that lifetime customer value. And that's really the only way you can structure your business, is by gaining that lifetime customer and marketing to customers that really want to be a part of you and your brand and will keep purchasing from you, because you don't want to have to rely on ad spends. And I figured out there's really only one way to accomplish this, and it's not with Shopify dropshipping. It's not with Facebook advertising and direct linking to your Shopify store. It's definitely not with Amazon, considering you don't even get access to your customer information. So I started to use sales funnels in the place of Shopify stores and in place of Amazon. I started to put my products on sales funnels, and I would run traffic to the first page of a funnel, where instead of trying to sell them a product, I would simply just connect with my audience. I would put a video on the first page of my funnel, describing their pain points and trying to solve their pain points with my product, and saying that, this is why you should trust me, and this is why we're a great brand, and this is our company mission. We know that you have this problem because you're here right now, and just connecting with your customer and having that personal customer connection instead of just trying to instantly get in their wallet. And once I started using these sales funnels and running my ads to these sales funnels, a couple things happened. First of all, my average order value went up a ton. A second thing that happened was I was able to connect with my audience to the point where once I started sending them follow-up emails, they really, really liked me and my brand, and it stuck in their head forever that they liked me and my brand, and it made it easy for me to market to them and get them to purchase from me again in the future. And I started setting up this platform of sending cold traffic through a sales funnel and getting that customer connection, and then just marketing whenever I come out with a new product or want to test the market with a new product. I just market to my warm audience, and I know what works and what doesn't, because I know that they're going to be interested. They're going to come to my store. They're going to check it out. They're going to want to buy, because I've built that lifetime customer. I've built that warm audience. And once I started replacing these old methods of direct linking to a Shopify store to running a sales funnel and then marketing to my warm audience, spending most of my time marketing to my warm audience, that's when I had that game-changing moment with my business. I started to notice, okay, I'm starting to make way more money. I'm starting to get a huge return on ad spends. Plus my ad spends are going way down because I'm starting to market way more to my warm audience, to the people who've already purchased from me, that I'm marketing to my cold audience. And I started to realize, okay, this is what these big brands are doing. They're connecting connecting with their audience, they're fulfilling the promise that they give their audience, and then they use, you know, like social influencers and things like that to create a warm audience, and then they just market to their warm audience. And this is why Shopify dropshipping, the old method of people teaching it, absolutely sucks, because nobody ever markets good to their warm audience. And everyone's so worried about creating an ad and direct linking to a store and going straight for that sale that you are absolutely killing any potential of future sales. You're really just killing your lifetime value of your customer. So I wanted to make this video to kind of share my experience with Shopify dropshipping and what it was that really gave me that breakthrough that I started seeing big amounts of money, and I started to actually live that life that I was seeing these people on YouTube live and these other people, these coaches and mentors live. I started to actually implement these strategies that I'm telling you here, and that's what actually started to give me the big results and give me the lifestyle that I'm looking for, that, you know, being in charge of my business and making as much money as I want. It's up to me how much money I make. It's not up to my ad spends. It's not up to Amazon. It's not up to these third-party companies. It's up to me. It's up to my brand, and it's up to my marketing strategies. It's up to me how much money I make. So those who are asking yourself right now, well, how do I even get started with this process of, you know, using sales funnels and following up with autoresponders and email sequences and building this audience? Well, I actually, you know, I use ClickFunnels and I use Actionetics inside of ClickFunnels. When I changed over to ClickFunnels and I started building my business based around ClickFunnels, that's when I started to have that breakthrough moment where it's like, I'm starting to make serious money and my conversions went way higher. I'm building that lifetime customer, and I'm really the one who's in charge of my business. And, you know, I don't think there's no other software out there that I think I would have been able to have that same effect with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to give you guys the exact same funnels that I used that absolutely exploded my business, that really changed it from, you know, struggling to make a few $100s profit on Shopify to building a substantial business a business model that's not going to fail. I have this customer connection. I have this audience that I can market to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the exact same funnels that I use to build this customer connection, to build this substantial business model, and I'm going to give you guys it for 100% for free. So just go ahead, click the link in my bio. You can download the exact funnels I'm giving you for free, the exact funnels that I use to absolutely explode my business. And like I said, these are ClickFunnels funnels. So if you don't already have ClickFunnels, you can start your free trial with ClickFunnels. I'll have the link to that in my description as well. Like, this was seriously the turning point for me and my business. I was this close to quitting before I started to actually use this business model and started seeing some serious results. So go ahead and click the link in my bio, get those exact funnels that I use. I'm giving to you 100% for free because I want to see you grow your business. I want to see you have the same results and have that same crazy like, I thought I'd never have these results moment. I want to see that. I want to see every single one of you have that moment. I know if you implement what I'm telling you, I know if you use those funnels that you're going to have that result as well. So if you guys don't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post videos every single day. The other ones are more fun. This one is a bit more serious because this is a serious topic about me and how I actually was able to explode my business. So if you guys want to see more about my personal life and the things that I do and the fun that I have and things like that, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I give away tons and tons of tips to your success with building your online business. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and remember guys, always be in charge.